Hi, my name's Ed. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over how to remove and install a cassette. For those of you who might be wondering, this is a cassette. And you might also be wondering why we want to remove it. Occasionally, due to the metal-on-metal nature of a chain and cassette, these do actually wear out, so you will need to replace them periodically. But there's also a few other services that you might need to remove them for, like if you need to replace a spoke on the drive side of your wheel, or if you're just swapping the cassette over to a trainer for the winter months. Some of the tools you'll need for this job are a chain whip to grip your cassette and prevent it from rotating, a wrench to hold on to your lock ring tools, and a lock ring tool. Today we have two different types. Both are actually a Park Tool FR 5.2. One without the pin for our through axle wheel and one with the pin for our quick release wheel. I like to start just by putting the chain whip on the cassette, generally somewhere a little bit higher up on it like that. And then you can sort of leave it there. It should generally hang. And then we'll put the lock ring tool in, hold that there, get our wrench on, make sure that's nice and snug, good bit of downward pressure in there, and then we can proceed to break the lock ring. And then we're just gonna, keep spinning. Until the cassette's off. There you have it. With your quick release axles, you are gonna have to actually remove the quick release skewer ahead of time. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. It's just a simple threaded assembly with a couple of springs to help center the wheel. Set those aside, and then we can go ahead and install our chain whip, lock ring tool, and our wrench. There you have it. Now that our cassette's off, you can see we're free to replace any spokes if necessary, and we have full access to the hub in case you needed to service that. Now that that's done, we're going to go back and put the cassette back on. Should note that some cassettes come in multiple pieces, specifically those that are for the Shimano HG microspline or Campagnolo free hub body standards. So when you're taking the cassette off, it's important to make note of the cog and spacer arrangement as you're taking the cassette off, because you're going to want to put it back on in the exact same format. On Shimano HG and microspline free hub bodies, there's going to be a spline arrangement like this, and there's always going to be a narrower spacing or narrower spline, and you're going to need to line that up with your cassette. So if you look inside your cassette here, you'll see that there is a narrower gap, and you're just going to align that with the narrower spline, slide that in there, and then do the same thing with your final cog here and your lock ring. So slide that in and just get it finger tight. And then we can go ahead and grab our wrench and torque it down. Might take a couple little turns. It's important to note most people won't really use a torque wrench for this style of lock ring, but it is technically a torque specification of 40 Newton meters. When it comes to the XD cassettes and driver bodies, the process is essentially the exact same, but you can see here that the cassette is a single piece, so we don't have to worry about spacer arrangement. Just gonna go ahead, slide that on here, install our lock ring tool. We can go ahead and start torquing it down. Well, now you know how to remove and install a cassette. If you liked the video, please leave a comment and subscribe. If you have any specific questions or suggestions on other videos you'd like to see like this, please do leave a comment below. If not, we'll see you next time.